Outdoor consumer units. Should you use them or not? I'm installing one of these today, but which one? Plastic or metal? And plot twist, it's not for an EV charger. Why, Adam, are you installing outdoor consumer units? I hear you asking. Because I've got to replace this absolute mess. Check this out. Why has this happened? I don't know yet, but we're going to clean it out and we'll find out. It's obviously not sealed somewhere. And then we're going to get into what consumer unit I'm going to install here, why it's still staying outside, and which one I choose. What we have is unsealed holes, and that's why everything was coming up through this, including massive spiders. Accidental holes drilled in the back with no sealant. We've got these screws with no washers on the screws. And when I found this, my customer said, oh, that was done by a proper electrician. And I'm like, no, it wasn't. That's rubbish. Oh, that's done up tight though. Didn't bother with anything else. Just a lock nut. How did this job even come up? That Tesla I showed you earlier, the Tesla charger I mean, not the car, there isn't one there. I installed that and I replaced the consumer unit, and I carried out an inspection, not a fully ICR, but an inspection of the property, and I discovered this through poor result. And that is why I'm here replacing it. As you can see from this, very badly installed. IP rating, non-existent, and a typical install from what I've seen of these companies that come in and install these garden buildings, and they don't use a proper electrician. They know how to connect up a couple of cables and get it working. Customers happy. They know no different because they're not electricians, and everyone walks away until something like this happens. Now, before I install my new consumer unit, let's talk about the consumer units. Plastic or metal? Which one is safer? Well, everyone assumes the metal one is safer because it's metal and it can retain fire. It'll only do that, by the way, if this is installed properly. And yeah, a metal consumer unit inside a house makes total sense, but outside, does it really? Plastic, it won't corrode and it doesn't conduct. Metal, durable, non-combustible, but it will conduct if things go wrong. So what's more important? Potential electric shock by the customer touching this when something doesn't work, or potential fire risk? If there's a fire, this will simply melt. What's more important? So let me give you a few facts about this installation as it stands. This is a detached garden building with a couple of sofas in it, a couple of lights and a couple of sockets. It is used in the summertime for chilling out in. Not habitable. No one sleeps in here. No one lives in here. And it does have RCD protection, but the cable supplying it is a 2-core relying on the armoured as the earth. An RCD won't stop voltage from appearing on this consumer unit. It just limits the time that it's there. Before we crack on, this video is sponsored by Traderify. And I'll be honest with you, this is one of those tools that does actually help, rather than just sounding good on paper. If you're self-employed like me, you already know the drill. There's more to this than just being on the tools. You're doing quotes at night, invoicing at stupid o'clock, chasing payments, trying to remember who you promised what, and sometimes it all just gets a little bit much. What Traderify does is basically keep all of these things together, all in one place, and it has genuinely made my life easier. For me, the biggest thing is that it just saves time. I can finish a job and send the invoice straight away from my mobile phone if I want to. I can also do the search on my mobile phone, and then that's it wrapped up and I can crack on. No more I'll do it later, because as we both know, later never comes. And if you're someone who's good on the tools and not so much on the admin side of things, then this really is for you. Don't need to be techie. It is straightforward and it helps you look professional without adding more stress. So if you are trying to grow, or you just want a bit more control over your business, it is definitely worth checking out. I've left a link in the description if you want to have a look. Right, let's get back to the video. Even if it is just for a split second, and you're relying on a good earth for this. Otherwise, under fault conditions, if there's no earth, the RCD is not going to operate, and this will sit there all pretty nice and live. And we all know what happens when something doesn't work. Customers go and have a look first, and they'll open this up, get an electric shock, potentially die. Which is why today I'm going for the plastic consumer unit. No, it's not fire rated. but no regulation says that it needs to be outside of a house. And as I just explained, if something goes wrong here, when the customer opens this up, they're not going to get an electric shock. It still won't work, and then they'll call an electrician out to come and have a look and find out why it's not working. So for me, electric shock safety overrides the risk of fire. In this situation anyway, it is your job as the electrician, the designer and the installer to carry out this job to the best of your ability. You may sit there and say, Adam, you're wrong, but I've got no one to talk to about this. I know I could phone up NAPIT and ask them for technical advice, and they're probably going to say, well, it boils down to what you want to do at the end of the day. So this is all on me right here, right now, on my own. And I'm taking the decision that in the event of a fire, the garden building may well go, but no one's died. But under fault conditions, if something goes wrong and I get an electric shock, I'm definitely ending up in court for that. So get yourself in the comments and let the battle commence. I know you're probably expecting me to talk about outdoor consumer units and EV chargers. If you hadn't noticed, I haven't done that in years. There's a good reason for that. If you want me to make a video on outdoor consumer units and EV chargers and why I don't think you should do them, and NAPIT and NIC say it's an absolute last resort, NAPIT does, don't know about the NIC, correct me if I'm wrong with that, I'll make that video and explain how this installation is completely different to an outdoor consumer unit installation for an EV charger and why I just don't really like it. As usual, everything gets tested, and at this point you may be sitting there screaming at me because I haven't put an earth spike in. I know. Out the back, sorry, out the front is all slabs, going to be a bit of a pain, but out the back, as you've seen, it's a rotten decking, to be honest, and I'm going to discuss this with my client now, get that up and bang an earth spike in. I didn't know about the earthing arrangements, like it didn't have an actual core, an earth core, going back to the house, because at the house it's joined outside, so I didn't have the gland in the house to show me that it was just a 2-core, if that makes sense. So this is just, I've just discovered this. Either way, I'm going to test it, make sure it's okay, temporarily at least. But yes, earth spike, I know that's a good idea. I have thought about it. Don't panic, don't worry. It's all going to be okay. Oh, that's not a good start. Back in action. Ba, 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 ba. Let's see if the results are okay. .61. Fine. I feel like we've made some massive improvements on this installation today. Everything's sealed, every screw's got a washer on it with a membrane to prevent any moisture getting in. We've eliminated just holes for no reason. All the cables are going up through stuffing glands. You could argue that it's not maybe designed for how I've done it, but I have put silicone inside a stuffing gland as well to give it some extra seal. So yeah, metal boards are brilliant inside. But for me, the shock risk and outside, the elements where it's installed, I still think a plastic consumer unit is better outside personally. And I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, because maybe I've missed something that you know about. All these things, it's down to us as electricians to do the best we can with the knowledge that we've got. Not everyone knows everything, and it also depends on the environments, the installation, what's going on. There's so many aspects that people don't appreciate that goes into carrying out electrical work. It's not a matter of just because it works, it's right. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. I look forward to the discussions in the comments below. Just quickly, I want to say a huge thank you to everyone who supported me this year, buying me coffees. I've tried to name as many people as I can as we've gone through the year. I really do appreciate it. You are all a bunch of legends, and I apologise for not uploading videos too frequently over the last couple of months. Life's just been busy. That happens, but we'll be back on it next year, I promise. And one last thing, thank you so much for putting up with the sponsored parts of these videos that I've been including recently. I've had to do this because I simply don't make enough money on YouTube to warrant spending the time to make these videos. So my choices are put a sponsor in it, make a little bit of money, or there's just no point me doing this anymore, to be honest with you. So please just put up with it. Otherwise, I'll just have to call it a day and I'll just walk my dog instead. Have a lovely Christmas. Love you all. Best wishes for the new year. See you soon.